So someone wanted me to talk about degrees. Either this individual's new to my channel or they haven't been paying attention. Because in all my videos where I say get yourself a career so you can get yourself a high paying job, so you can become a self-employed subcontractor, so that you can maximize the amount of money you get paid per day. I always say get yourself a skill, get yourself a trade, or go to university to get a degree. So I'm in full support of people going to university to get degrees. I know people with degrees that have high paying jobs. Obviously, at the moment, the fees for university are very high, but it'll be worth it in the long run. But one thing I've noticed, because I'm a very observant man, a lot of working class parents demonize and talk negative about getting degrees at university. And just for the record, I'm a working class man. I will always be a working class man. It doesn't matter how much money I earn, I will always be a working class man from Edmonton. There's certain individuals that seem to believe that because they increase their salary, because they've gone up the pay scale, because they're in a new tax bracket, they are now middle or upper class. The class that you fall into is due to your upbringing. You can come from working class parents but have a middle class upbringing. If you went to private school, if you played the piano, if you went swimming, if you spoke 4 languages, if you done ballet, you're middle class. You can come from middle class parents and have a working class upbringing. You went to state school, you went boxing, you played football, you played out, you went youth club. You're working class. Nothing wrong with it, but that's the class system that you fall into. So anyway, I've spoken to working class parents, and some of these people are truly dumbasses. They always think of the negative instead of the positive. I've spoken to parents before, and their child was coming up for university. They was at the age where they could be going to university, and they were trying to convince their child to not to go to university. Oh, I know some guy that works at the petrol station who has a degree from King's College, but he's been at the petrol station for 10 years and that. Why are you looking at people like that? Let me tell you something right now. Education without ambition is like a car with no wheels. You're not going to get anywhere. Yeah? You need to get an education, but you still need to be ambitious enough to find a good and high paying job. I'll ask you a question right now. You went to school, didn't you? Ask yourself, who was you taught by? Ask yourself this. When you get sick, who do you go to see? If you buy a property, who do you go to do the conveyancing? The answer to that is, you went to school, you were educated by a teacher. When you get sick, you will be tended to by a doctor. When you go to buy a property, you will have a conveyancing solicitor to assist you. All of those people there, they all have degrees. So therefore, it's fucking worth it to go to university to get a degree. But these parents who try to demonize going to university and that, they look at the negative. And I slightly believe there are parents out here, because I spoke to parents who, I slightly believe some of these parents who are working class, they don't want their child to go to university to get a degree because slyly they are fearful that their child will look down on them. I know this to be true because I know someone who has said to me before, I wouldn't want my child to go to private school because then they'll think they're better than me. Blood, you want your child to be better than you. Do you think I want my son to be an electrician? I want my son to be the better version of me. I want my son to be taller than me. I want my son to be stronger than me. I want him to be better looking than me. I want him to be faster than me. I want him to be richer than me. I want my little son, Jelani, now I'm going to name him Junior. Well, not Junior, but I'm going to name him after me. I want him to be a better version of me. Obviously, if my son is taller and bigger and stronger than me and he tries it, I'm going to bruck him up and mash him up, yeah? It doesn't matter if I'm smaller than him. I'm going to show him you can't try and test me in it. And let me tell you something as well. Teenagers, they will always try to test their parents. Trust me. Yeah, man, get look all 1, 2 hairs in certain places and that he figures out, man, I'll bruck my son up. Yeah, I'll show him. Yeah, just because you're bigger than me and you might technically be stronger than me, I'll still mash you up and bruck you up and that. But as a parent, you want your child to be better than you. So I feel like some of these parents, it just comes from a place of insecurity and that why they don't want their child to go to university to get a degree. How the hell, yeah, can you come across doctors, lawyers, flipping, all these different professionals that have these crazy high paying jobs and that, but you forget them, you have amnesia, and you just think about some dumb idiot that works at the local petrol station, has a degree at King's College, that hasn't had the ambition to use it. Stupid. So, what do I think about degrees? Get yourself a degree. If that's what you want to do, like I say in my videos and that, my advice that I give is depending on the sort of person and that. I'm not going to tell everyone to get themselves a trade and become an electrician and that. They might be fit. They might be the sort of person that will be more suited to have a desk job. So I'm going to tell them, okay, become an IT man or go to university and get some sort of degree. I'm not going to tell everyone, get a degree, get a trade. That would be stupid. People come to me for advice and that. I give them advice accordingly. Like people ask me, should I buy a house to live in or should I buy a rental property? Well, what's your living situation at the moment? I live at home with parents. Okay, your situation's cool, your parents. Yeah, buy yourself a buy-to-let property. Stay at your parents' house and buy a rental property to rent out to someone else. If they said to me, my living situation is toxic and crazy with my parents and that, or I'm paying rent to a landlord or a housing association and that, then yeah, go and buy your own house. So I'll give out information accordingly. I've had a man hit me up, saying that his mum kicked him out and he's working in Tesco's and that, and he's struggling living on the bread. I ain't going to tell him to go and get an apprenticeship. Right? You need money now. You need money today. Yeah. So I told him, stick to your job at the moment. Obviously, look for another job that's going to be paying you a little bit more. But for now, you need to be working overtime. You need to be working every single day, overtime, maximizing your hours, working Saturday and Sunday and that until you can figure this thing out. I'm not just going to say to a man, get an apprenticeship. Dumb. So I'm in full support of people getting degrees, man.